Hello, can everybody hear me? Or am I dead?
I hear you.
What up, everyone? Sorry for the delay. Traffic is a bitch, and um, we had some minor issues while trying to get everything ready to go. But yeah, we're here. We're here to conclude the epic Corey obsession of ours and to begin our next bullying um, tactics. So they're called. Um, but it's just going to be me and Haley mostly tonight. A couple of the other members are not able to currently join. Um, Let me get my little weed table cleared off so I can put this away, and then we'll get started. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Haley, you can take the floor for a second for me.
I guess I can just take the time now to give my reply to Corey since he called me out in one of his lives personally. So basically, you tried to join the predator catching community to help other predators like yourself. Why did you lie to all of us in the dump when you were first accused? And you say jail doesn't typically help, but can make them worse. How would you know that? And then, the therapy and counseling does. I'm sorry, but there's only one cure, and it's not that, my guy. If you want to speak on this, please join the panel and have your little friend Marcus come on as well, since he's Mr. I do not give a fuck. But once we shared his Instagram name on his comment on our video, he shut the fuck up quick. Also, it's pretty sad, yes, that this one more video turned into 4 parts because you're so fucking sick and twisted. We've been forced to make more.
Haley,
Really sick.
I think your mic might be. They're saying that it sounds super muffled. I can hear you fine, but I have a headset on.
Hold on a minute.
And
Probably my AirPods.
no, I had to put away my whole rolling tray and everything.
Sorry, my AirPods probably dying, so I guess we'll just forget that part. Hold on.
And what we decided to do, not to cut into what Haley was saying, but we've we've put all the slides of every screenshot that we got. We got that put together in a video, but we do also have it on a drive that we can share as well. But you can get back to what you were saying, Haley, and then we can start showing the screenshots.
No, I'm not in the shower, but okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
At least it sounds good to me. It sounded good to me initially, but can everyone else hear Haley?
Basically, I'll just say this here. Anyone who supports you at all at this point are vile, disgusting pieces of shit. And if you have anything you want to say or debate with us, let me know. We can do that.
Fact.
And the comment of him saying, Haley said, who would want to listen to Corey for 30 hours? I wouldn't want to listen to FBC for 30 hours. I bet the fuck not. I really bet you wouldn't now.
His 11 listeners on Spotify might, though.
Corey Ryan.
Also, so I guess what we'll start doing is we'll start by playing the screenshots. What we'll do is just if when what I'll do is I'll play it on here and we'll pause it like at every single one, just so we can try to explain it one by one. So the first one that we have on here, this is obviously Corey's Instagram page. One thing that we noticed that he's recently updated that we did further deep dive on is if you look in his description on his like profile, you see where it says Teddy, my little buddy. He's trying to claim that is Gina, who is confirmed not underage. He's recently updated it to include Gina in there, but updated it a little too quick.
You mean late?
Late, yeah. The next image, I hopped on a text now number and I messaged him to ask him directly if he knew or ever communicated with anyone who refers to themselves as Teddy, who is 15. He himself said that no, the only person that he communicates to is a Teddy that is Gina, who is 20. So if we go to the next screenshot, this is the girl. You can clearly see her date of birth. We've edited out the best we can in her name and everything. She's born in 2006, in March of 2006. So she is still currently 15. Now this one, you see, he obviously liked it. We go to the next one. It shows his communication between him and her. I edited out the picture of her. You can clearly tell that she's 15, if that. She looks way younger in all honesty. But here he is commenting about her eyes. And he's had multiple communications with her back and forth, where we've seen him referring to her as Teddy. And then if we keep going, let's see.
Also note that picture with the hospital bracelet that was posted last year, so she would have been 14.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then so this, I just wanted to do a quick thing to show you how hard it is to become, since Corey is such a musician and such a celebrity. I wanted to pinpoint exactly how hard it is to get your music put onto streaming platforms like Spotify. So here you see the #1 recommended directory is DistroKid, which is, what a coincidence, his record label, right? If you keep going on the slideshow, once you click that DistroKid link, it does take you, or well, here it explains to you exactly where to go to start getting your music distributed on Spotify. The preferred and recommended distributors is that list. Once you go to DistroKid, it's in $19.95 to upload unlimited albums and songs for a year on Spotify. Not to toot my own horn, but I know multiple people that have music on Spotify. My wife even works with someone who has music on Spotify, and if I'm being honest, every single person that I've mentioned that I know or she knows are close to nobodies, so there's no celebrity in them. Yeah, there's that debunked. We wanted to show too how many actual Instagram pages we sifted through. These are the Instagrams just that Corey, some he claims he doesn't run, but it's weird how they became privated or they became updated once he was on there, or once he started digging. He also has a lot of fan page and management pages, which
that he's made himself.
Yeah, himself, or there's minors that are running it from what it appears. But these are just some of the Instagrams that we found, and I'm sure we could still find more if we continue digging. And one thing that I want to get hit real key and make a big point on is I saw in the comments a lot of people talking about us being obsessed over one person and us being, writing this, us doing this, us doing that. I wish I could show you some of the pictures coming up that are going to be unedited, just to show you why we felt it was right to be so obsessed over this guy, and why we continue to push this out here. I mean, if this is a community for exposing predators and for exposing, the wrong fucking people in this community, I don't follow exactly how what we're doing is wrong for the fact of this man is clearly a predator, and 99.9% of the things you're going to see are still happening to this day. We still have people in the group chat with him where he does have minors who have confirmed that there has been things sent in there that are definitely not appropriate. I don't know if you want to touch on this. I think this might have been something that you had looked at, Haley.
Oh, yeah. That's the screenshots that I was sent by someone. Basically, this is a group chat talking about several predators that are all in the same, like, blue team, and there's some that isn't. But basically, there's a whole group of predators that surround Corey. And we've been digging into every one of them. It's not just Corey. So it's not a sick obsession, Corey. Let's see. They were talking about, in these particular screenshots here, they were talking about someone that had been with Corey previously that was now with another predator that you'll see coming up. See, like, off the top of my head, that are confirmed by other sources as well as us, at least 5 to 6 others, if not more, that are in a little group with Corey. And then, can you zoom or no? Let's see. Yeah, there's the 15-year-old that was dating Corey that you were just on. Let's see. Yeah, and this right here was them talking to someone that knows this girl and telling her, I don't know who it was because it wasn't me. And, but they told him that he was with a 15-year-old and all of that. And she said that there was a friend, I guess, and then told him to let him know, to stop doing that or let someone know. Sorry, I'm just reading. There was like 90 something screenshots, so I don't remember them all. Right there. There's other people. We're not the only ones who was looking into him. That message right there. Try to find more info or dirt on this Corey dude. He's been looked into by several people. So how can he sit here and just lie and say it was only one time or whatever the hell he said? Good God. Smoke another one.
I thought the mute was on. Yeah. And that's the thing is that with the whole Corey situation, I mean, again, if this was an isolated incident like he claimed, or if this had been something that stopped, I mean, I could understand not going as hard and digging as deep on the dude, but when the dude is still out here and out here flaunting it, that's sort of what drives me, sort of like what drives me with any of the other projects that I personally will take on or have taken on. We can keep going through these screenshots. We'll provide to a drive to this to these screenshots as well, so you guys can look at it. This post was actually from yesterday. Which, I mean, granted, yes, she's 17 and as she said, she's almost 18, but weird flex for sure, especially coming from who Corey appears to be. Walk never. This is directly from the group chat that Corey is still in with the official blue team. This is the team that has multiple different what appear to be predators from what we've seen in it.
Oh, yeah. This is in Blue Team. And I believe Corey is in here during this. And he said on another screenshot that hasn't been shown yet, that there's no longer minors allowed in there. And yeah, there's Corey. No longer minors allowed in there. And there's people in there. Hi, I'm 16. I'm 17. I'll be 18 in a few months. So
one thing too that I'm not sure if we've I'm not sure if we were or if we've included it or if the edited pictures will be able to do the justice. But if you look on their actual official Blue Team Instagram, what's really weird is it's almost like they're advertising these girls. They're saying like, oh, this is my beautiful sister, she needs followers, no pedos, but go follow, and shit like that. And they're displaying these girls' profiles with multiple pictures of these girls. And then this is still in that group chat. This is the same group chat that they willingly let me in on my personal account until Corey realized it was me and then removed me. But
yeah, their security fucking sucks. He went in on the Instagram that Corey's seen.
Yeah,
like that he knows is his.
And they allowed me in there to get enough to get pretty much the full top to bottom
entire chat.
We have.
I also have a more recent one somewhere in here that someone else got for me.
And this is like an example of it. On that last picture, I believe it was like a girl that was like posing in the mirror, like sort of provocative, but how they posted it. Everyone, I want you to meet my other daughter with her Instagram. No pedos on her account. Go follow.
And the way this girl is standing, since I can't show you, she's like bent over the sink with like underwear on, by the way, and like a tank top. So I had to, obviously blur all of that. But yeah, it just keeps going. And the circle keeps getting bigger and bigger of these people. And the way that they're advertised in this Blue Team, because that's what it looks like to me, an advertisement. It looks like it's a sex trafficking ring. Like they're selling these children. It's honestly what it looks like. Like, why would you say my baby girl 15, do you want to date her? No pedos on her account, like saying that there's not any predators on her account yet. That's how I read it. And it was fucking weird.
Oh, this is a Corey. This is one of the older ones that I found, that him telling about his infantry PTSD and how miserable his life is because of his military career, quote unquote. Also showing his support for his fellow army men and military members. That's a fake Hebrew anyways. They made their account yesterday, I believe, or earlier in February.
I don't care who it is. They're getting on my nerves.
Yeah, it's probably Locksmith or Bill. This is an example of some of the, like, how Corey would post his, he would post his number everywhere, and he would encourage his fans to call, and just the fans, FANZ, keep that in mind. I believe we do have the picture in here edited down. I'm not 100%, but if not, we'll go over that.
Which one?
his fans on the live me.
Possibly. Yeah. If we don't, I can make sure it's seen, but I believe it's in there.
Yeah, and this is the team that apparently Corey Wilson manages for, which he says he doesn't work with, which now has an age limit 18 plus, which is the same group chat that had people under 18, which is the same group chat that is still currently active, which still currently has minors in there and people sending explicit things as well. Which I think Haley can confirm that for everyone that's been saying about needing to turn into law enforcement and all of this, there has been proper things turned into law enforcement that has needed to be turned into.
Yes, it has been properly turned into law enforcement. Specific things, like, when he said he admitted to having child porn or received child porn, that's been turned in as well. So you know how it is. It's a waiting game, but hopefully something gets done because he obviously doesn't give a shit. And these pictures, I tried to edit the least possible to protect the identity of these kids, just to show you how young they really are. There's one coming up of a little girl that doesn't look to be older than 8 or 9 that he gave a personal shout out to on TikTok.
And these are also okay, never mind. I saw a wrong one. Never mind. Okay. You're explaining. Yeah, never mind.
I thought you were losing your train of thought for a minute.
No. The lag on.
Oh dang, where's the rest of that?
That was
that was the guy of the minor podcast.
Yeah,
the one that joined.
That one and the one before it, I think, is how I got my into the group chat. Was because of the official Blue Team's post there.
Yeah, and then this one, you remember our first live where we first said stuff? Hold on.
The minor that did him.
This is the one that is supposedly a manager. This was posted last year, so she was 17. She's still 17 right now, and he says that she's not. So I just had to put that in here for clarification.
And one weird thing too that I wanted to point out with the official Blue Team, they hide behind, or I'm assuming it's hiding behind. They claim to run an online like shop where they sell like clothes, like they have like custom shirts and things like that. They have a link on their page to buy like the shirts and all of this shit. So that's why it's there. But yeah, this is the girl I believe that Haley is talking about. That she looks no more than 8 or 10 years old.
Yeah, there's another close-up picture. I don't think that's the same one. That's a different one, actually. That's not the same one. That boy looked really young in the face.
Yeah, and these are all people that have either been shouted out or openly communicating with him.
Most of these that I grabbed, like this boy, look how young he looks. Come on. And then the other girls, these people that I have personally got off of TikTok and stuff are ones that he's made personal videos to. Saying shout out to you. And then doing a shitty ass singing at the end of it.
He also liked to have them write lyrics for him, which he would say he was running lyrics or art contest.
That girl.
Yeah, this girl, and the way she was there's the picture where the way she was sitting was really,
I took that out
yeah.
just because the way she was sitting and had a dress on. And this girl right here, our last video where he was degrading that little girl, you know, the one he was talking shit to about managing, that's her.
Ooh, Creeps. I'm glad Creeps is in here. The Creeps got a shout out on this one. Like, he got his on, and PNN has theirs. Like, this is where he was clearly watching our live.
Their moment to shine on Corey's channel. Because if you can anybody read that? I can't read it, but I don't know if you can.
I can read it to you if need be. So what Corey posted on here was, how about allowing me to actually get through treatment and move on, move on with my life. Jesus Christ almighty, I ain't sexually involved and or friends with any of these minors. Haven't been for 51 days now, but yes, do ruin me having any chances of getting better. Great job, so proud. So I mean, he thinks that we're trying to ruin him, but it's, you ruined yourself, my guy. Plain and simple.
Okay, here's some about Corey's new exposed channel. You know, Corey exposes predators now. Yeah, and he tells them it'll look better on them if they just come clean first time around without being actually exposed. Make that make sense.
This is oh yeah, Corey Wilson, verified musical account.
With a minor up there.
And what's weird is he's giving this advice when given multiple opportunities to clear your name in this situation. It's best you take most advantage instead of running. But he did that exact thing. And Miss Belding, that's what we still question. When we initially started digging into Corey, it was when the PNN docs digging was happening and whatnot. We did sort of quote unquote back off after Edward requested everyone back off because Corey was saying he was suicidal. We didn't really back off. We just more so didn't make public what we were looking at. At that point, we hadn't seen I like I said, I hadn't seen the doc spin until the day that I brought it up on the live. We hadn't really been as deep as we had gone. We had still been keeping an eye on him, but more so when he went into his quote unquote recovery, he sort of fell out of the community. And then when he started coming back in is when we started to keep an eye a little bit more on to him. And then when he started saying he was going to begin decoying again and begin catching is when the red flag started going up and we started going balls to the wall.
It was just weird. He comes straight out of treatment, straight back into the community. I don't even think he made it home first or wherever he went.
Well, and it's that is one thing that I want to hit on too, is he likes to hide behind this sobriety and getting help. The one thing I want to point out is he makes a point to express how he's been in intensive outpatient treatment this whole time, and he's in now a rehabilitation home. but intensive outpatient, it usually is
It's just that. It's outpatient.
which doesn't mean that you're necessarily in a facility. I mean, there's a huge difference between that and inpatient. There's a difference between recovery and change, and especially when, I mean, you might not be using, Corey, and to be honest, half of the time you weren't using, in my opinion, when all of this shit was occurring. And even if you were, like I've openly said, I was a junkie for fucking damn near 15 plus years, using any and all of the substances that you've named plus some, except for the Advil.
Oh my God.
But
The Advil.
I've never tried to have any contact with anyone underage, and I've never been caught up in any situation of any magnitude like this. And I've been the most blacked out you could be. But I guess we're all different. And the other thing I want to point out is a lot of this, the consistency in the story, our consistency has in my eyes yet to change. I think that we've been very on point with everything that we've said, and we've been able to prove why we say that. We don't have to fucking do anything but show exactly what Corey has said himself, just like every other person that we've put on the spot. I feel. Also, he claims the thing he likes to claim now, and on some of the Lock lives I noticed, was how he came from a bad family. His dad is a doctor. Well,
he's an anesthesiologist actually, and has his own like business.
Yeah, and the house he lives in is a multi-million-dollar house in Florida. His parents definitely care about him. I didn't include in the clip, but I can provide it if necessary. Where Corey was having the meltdown over the 2-day relationship on Christmas, and his mom consoling him as he's crying, telling him that it was only a 2-day relationship. There's more girls out there. And him trying to say, but you don't understand. I thought she was the one. And you know, him having a meltdown
2 days
over a 2-day relationship with a child.
Right.
And you touched on Marcus too. I'm going down my little talking point list real quick. You touched on Marcus. I want to bring up Marcus. Marcus came in hot, trying to talk shit on one of the videos. But the moment that we identified who he was to Corey, he dipped. And for being a guy that doesn't give a fuck and could care less, I really enjoy hearing his part and his defense on this. Because the thing about it is Corey has mentioned a lot of the same names throughout all of the footage. From Dallas to Florida. He lived in Dallas back in 2020, right when COVID started. I think even was there into the early 2000 or late 2019. We'll go back one on that if you can on that slideshow. We'll hit on that in a second. But he's mentioned all of these same names. He's mentioned Marcus since when he was in Dallas. He's mentioned multiple of the other names that you hear repeated in the videos themselves.
Let me touch on this picture real quick, if you don't mind, because this picture was not from Corey. This was from Blue Team. And on that one, it was a video of this guy that runs Blue Team, like saying weird shit, like I'm in love with you, this, and that. And this girl is like hella underage too. So I just had to put that in here to show what kind of people Corey associates himself with. Yeah. Still to this day.
And the dude definitely. I mean, not to judge a book by its cover, but he fits the description in my eyes of a predator, if I'm being honest. But that's just me being a dick or a bully, I guess. But to go to the next one, because that was one that we were hitting on. This goes back as far to the doc spin, to the initial thing that Corey even brings up on the live with Locksmith when Locke and him were first talking about it. This is the girl that shows the that we showed in the beginning, the one that he refers to as Teddy. This is the one who he had a post on Instagram in a story saying mine with hearts and her name.
The reason that I did not mark out her name is because that account is since deleted.
Yeah.
You won't be able to find her other account. She has a new one now. This is an old one. Just to show, like on the docs bin, how it said mine with all those hearts on the background, the white page with all the colored hearts. That's this girl as well. I just wanted to make sure that you all knew who she was, because that username is no longer there.
Yeah, and we also tried to dig and look for Corey within YouNow, because this is a new site that we actually just discovered recently, but we couldn't locate her. But this was a post that she actually posted herself, showing that she owned the account. And yes, Corey, it is good that you're about to get your receipts, because we definitely gathered ours.
we definitely got a few. Now, this guy, the last one on the list, if you go to the next slide. Well, it's not on that one. Well, it's he says he's a pedo hunter, but we've proven him to be a predator as well. So it seems right there. So it seems pretty fitting that all these predators are trying to infiltrate like communities and be predator hunters themselves for whatever sick reason.
Yeah, and just to the picture that was before that, all of these are all coming from that same profile that again has had the wristband.
That's from Corey's.
Had the wristband on that showed she was 2006 was her birthday. So she's still 15, which is the worst. Like, the worst part about it is that it's not like these are how he's saying they were 16 2 years ago. Like, no, these are 15-year-olds currently. It's either way you cut it. It's owning up to being a predator is not something to be flaunting and proud of in my eyes.
Yeah. I'm just fucking sick and tired of looking at his page. Please stop posting shit. Stay the fuck off. Stay away from kids, bro. I'm tired of it.
Which brings us to I guess, I mean, that concludes it. The thing we didn't include in here is there was another social media platform that he I believe he's since taken it down. But we do have screenshots of that where the groups of people that he was following is he some of them couldn't have been over the age of 10. I mean, they were clearly children in the screen, like the profile pictures were clearly children. And that was where he had what were called his fans, the fans, his fans. It's disgusting. But I guess it brings me to my next point of again, sort of touching on, you know, this is the catching community, and this community is about exposure, which is why we sort of have, I guess you can say, obsessed over this so much. It's not so much obsessed. It was the more we looked through, the more we uncovered, and we're still uncovering shit to this day. It also wants me to. I want to come back to the threats that have recently come up, and
Oh my god.
the attacks that have recently come up.
Please don't run our pockets.
Some of the
Please.
community wanting to run our pockets, or Bill releasing his FBC video, which we can show you how he said he was going to make a video exposing FBC as being bullies over an internet crush. But Bill, if you want to show anything on us, feel free. I know that we can speak our minds, we can be assholes, we can be dicks. But every single person that we've been asshole dicks to, or come at, or accused, or directly come for, have been people that are definitely merited. We haven't forgotten about you. We haven't forgotten about Blues Clues server. We haven't forgotten about your participation in that. Again, the people that put up this false narrative that FBC wants to bring down the community, and FBC wants to bring down catchers, and FBC wants to destroy this whole community we have. It's funny that we have dedicated servers to bringing down actual catchers, which Blues Clues server can speak to, and which Bill can speak to because he was in there. Many people were in there actually that we've been accused of bullying, but I mean, we can definitely touch on that, which I think we are going to start going back to focusing on that, and sort of focusing on the whole locksmith. I saw a comment earlier too where somebody said, "Is Bill and Ed the next target?" Locksmith was never a target. Locksmith was never called a predator by FBC or anybody in FBC. Locksmith was simply asked, and I can provide all of the receipts. He was simply asked who, or what he meant by those statements he made, and if he would be willing to discuss them live. He agreed to discuss them live on the panel after we did our video, which was the video we released that night. After dancing around the question, which he first said he never said that at all. He refused to play the video because he didn't trust the video we were sending. He then said he said something completely different, which then led to his whole outbreak and rampage that he went through on YouTube and on Discord and on WPP stream. We did try to get him to come into our live to discuss it rather than on that catch, but unfortunately he completely lied, or completely ignored that. Not lied, I apologize. But in the end, this was his response. I still have yet to get the answers. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, these are the same people that were helping spread the rumor of how we are trying to bring down this whole community. And I'd like to say that that's the furthest from our goals. Our goal in FBC has always been to try to fucking mend shit. That's why even, I mean, I think Laura can contest to, we tried to squash the beef with Laura and Barb. That was our first ever fucking venture. And then our initial cause was we were going into servers trying to troll or distract from drama when all the PNN doxing was going on and the CPP drama. And anytime we saw drama popping up in servers, we would always try to go in there and troll. And yes, we've talked our shit. Yes, we've done this. Yes, we've done that. But at the end of the day, I feel like, I don't know, I've said my piece. If Haley has anything she wants to add, I'm rambling at this point.
The only comment I really have is like, why are you acting like a badass in a YouTube comment, threatening to beat people and mangle them and run their pockets
Oh yeah,
from states away?
yeah.
Like, honestly, that's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard.
Or saying you're doing God's work and then saying that you're atheist. I don't understand. Or does any? Oh, well, MB Cap.
Hello. Yeah. So actually, I did want to speak on something. Can you hear me? Is my audio good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of want to speak on something about the locksmith thing. Um, is so it's kind of like a testament to when sometimes you hear things that you don't believe, and I think it's an important point to actually like bring conscious to things that when you hear things that you don't believe. Because remember, I'm talking about that stream that when locksmith and that other guy said those strange comments. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of a thing where I think that there's nothing wrong with questioning anything, and I think that like how the conversation kind of started was I thought they were talking about prosecuting a case because they said something about the problem with like a 23 and a 16-year-old was, and I thought they were talking about like not being able to get like a prosecutable case, but then the strange comments followed, and I wasn't sure if like it was enough to kind of go off of to actually like question it. So I think it's just a good thing to actually be okay with questioning anything, creating an open space.
Right, and I mean that's one reason too that I mean I think you could clearly see on your face that it was definitely questionable, but I mean not jumping the gun. I mean I understand that, and I mean in all honesty I still to this day am I mean I'll be honest, I'm going through my cache of lock and all of the things that I have saved from what I've saved, and there's a lot that sort of still makes you question it even more now that I'm looking at it and now that I'm seeing it. So it's just in all honesty to me it's just a weird response we got, and it's something that I don't think anyone saw coming, and I get that people are upset. And again, I'm not accusing Locke of being a predator or anything. I would still like to get an answer as to what his comments mean.
Yeah, we have screenshots and everything when we first asked about it that we never once said, and I specifically said, no one's accusing you of being a predator. It's just asking because it seems very odd to say, and especially the one on your live when he called in, super weird. So like we just wanted an explanation, It just seemed odd. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, and I think it's really like the same thing. No, here's the thing. I'm not even accusing him of being a predator because that alone isn't like enough information to like conclude someone's a predator. That's not
Right.
really what's being argued. But I think that it kind of is like the same problem with like let's say there's like a workplace or whatever, and it's kind of like the last thing someone's gonna do is question someone in that kind of way or is inclined to. And I think that we should have an open space where there's nothing wrong with really asking honest, open questions. And I think that's kind of part of the problem. And, I kind of like part of that was like, I was kind of more confused to be able to like question it. So, yeah, so I think there's kind of like a thing about just kind of making it so like setting the standard in general that there's just nothing wrong with like asking open, honest questions if something seems off.
Right. As long as you're not coming at them all crazy, accusing them of stuff, there should be no reason that you can't answer something that you say because you said it.
Yeah, for all they know, like you could even give benefit of the doubt, like maybe you're making some devil's advocate argument, but like whatever it is, but just if you're just genuinely asking a question, there's nothing wrong with that.
I just don't understand, just by asking that question and all of that, how it turned into what it turned into. The freaking out on the live and rogue modding and all of that stuff, and then threatening to kill us and all kinds of crazy shit. I just don't understand how a simple question turned into all that. It just seems really sus to me.
Well, the thing that set it off, I know this is what set it off is, I asked him directly. I told him directly. I said, "Can we discuss it on the live?" He said yes, he would go live after our premiere. And then I asked him right after that, what would the community think of this statement? And he said, "I don't know. Ask them." And so I said, "Okay, I will." So that's why we added it to the video. It wasn't to try to make a witch hunt start to happen or anything like that. Going off of also something that I saw that just passed with USA, there's been a lot of questionable things that have been said that will be coming, and I will gladly show if that's what's wanted. And Miss Belding, again, that is also the question that we still have is why was Corey, especially given the fact of not to reopen old wounds or anything like that, why was Corey allowed to get so far in the community, especially with him being brought in by apparently Steph and team, and Steph and team have such a deep vetting process that that's the reason she ran Cup and M's information. So if you have such a deep vetting process, I mean, you're running people's phone numbers. I did a simple Google search and found the doc spin.
Literally, all you have to do is type Corey Wilson Stewart. It's either predator or pedophile, one of the two, and it comes up. Like
you'll find doc spin. You'll find where there's been people that have gone on Instagram and hashtag under hashtag op save the kids, things like that. And then with Edward, even, I mean, the dude's threatening to kill himself. I get that. We don't want anyone to kill themselves.
No,
we don't want anyone to hurt themselves. But it's
just because
there comes a point where it's like, you got to look at it as, okay, so we're just going to let it ride because of something that's being said, or we're going to actually push the button and expose.
Right, and he should have been back then because he was allowed decoy accounts. And as I've heard before, even from Steph and that team, he got sent CP and stuff and acted like it was a big ass deal, and he was shaking and freaking out and shit, knowing damn good and well he probably liked it. It's probably why he's in the community. It's that fucked up. He should not have had any access to anything like that. And the stuff, I mean, this obviously is not the fucking community for him. I mean, he needs to get his shit together and quit talking to kids, but it's like he could have been eradicated way before.
Also, valid point, just to touch on, like, not to veer off topic, but to go back to Locke. That's my whole question to Bill and Ed, which Edward has now blocked me. Bill has blocked me, which I get because they can spin their story about me harassing or me coming at them because of the way I come at them. They know exactly why I come at them the way that I come at them, because they know exactly the people that they are. But the thing is my question to Bill and Ed is simply, if you knew that Locksmith, this is going to the Locksmith topic, if you knew that you wouldn't let him date your sister, that he was narcissistic, that he was verbally abusive, that he was controlling, you knew all of this for how long? Since you've been investigating the quote unquote Lily docs, you knew all of this. Then why wasn't it brought to the attention of the community? This community is supposed to be a safe space for survivors, for women, for men, for anyone that's in this community. If you knew that information, Don't give the bullshit story saying that, oh, your investigation was the Lily docs and not how he treats women. Or, oh, I didn't, my job's to protect these women's identities. So I don't need to show you or say anything to shut you up, like Bill said on his comment. If you're gonna hide behind that defense, how do you don't have to tell us the identities to tell us these things. If your word is so golden and we're supposed to take your word on all of this shit like the community has in the past, then why couldn't you simply come out and say, look, this dude we've seen with our own eyes, we don't want to release the information of who this is, but yes, this dude is our friend, but this is what's up. To me, that's holding back information just to protect your friend. That's the same with in my eyes why the initial Locksmith and Corey live started was because how he, for the first 15 minutes of that live, you need to trust your friends, buddy. Your friends got your back, because he, you know, you were trying to prove all of this to be wrong because he was your friend. You didn't want to accept the fact because you considered him your friend. So it's like, at this point, is the community about exposure, or is the community about protect your friends and let it ride until we can't anymore?
That's really about all I have to say about any of it. It's just, we just wanted to get the rest of this Corey stuff out.
But yeah, if anybody has anything else anyone wants to hop on and ask anything, or if anyone has any questions in the chat, I think we would definitely be able to answer. What's next, Gray? There's a lot of things that are next. I can tell you that I'm in the process of going through 13 hours of video right now of some things. We have a lot of
Mackenzie wants to know what kind of people Edward and Bill are for you, Twomper.
To me, they're right now, currently in my eyes, they're fucking pussies. And I'm just gonna say that for the fact of they've been fucking. They're good at hiding when it's convenient. They when they're asked about shit, they don't want to answer. They hide. Just like I'll gladly share the screenshots of my conversation between Bill on Instagram back and forth from day one. The moment that I start putting heat on Bill and asking him certain questions, the man disappears, or he deletes his Discord, or he oh, I'm going on my weekend bender. He has an excuse. With Edward, he's blocked me. He's blocked me because he's mad that I told him that I don't respect him. Because he said, don't you have respect? Because he's trying to claim that Tree has pictures of Edward with his children saved to his phone, which I can tell you for a fact that there is no picture ever that has been seen or shown of Edward with his children at all. There was a picture of Edward's face, and we've shown Edward the exact picture that was shown. He's seen it himself, and we've shown it zoomed in and out to prove that that there's no children in these pictures. But agreed. Yeah, these people are the community gatekeepers, as they put it. But I mean, that's something that I don't understand either, because I mean, like I said, I will gladly show any and all of what I have of the Blues Clues server and who's participated in that server. Which shows which Blue herself self-admittedly, or well, I don't even know if she did admit, saying that server's designed for the Tommy videos, but then it had the PNN Docs channel added to it. But we have a recording of all of it top to bottom. And I can gladly show that and show how Bill's obsession on just CPP alone, and him wanting to bring down just as bad Blue, bring down an actual person catching in this community. So they want to bring down an actual person catching over personal issues that they have. But that's more to come, Gray.
If nobody else has anything to say or everybody's done, I think we're just going to hop off here because personally, I don't have a whole lot more to say.
Agreed. Or if NBCap, if you have anything else to say.
Actually, I don't know, just like maybe one point to make is this is actually a good reason why I always said that like someone said, oh, could a rehabilitated predator like be a predator catcher or whatever? I would say under no circumstances, if there's even any kind of tendency at all, they shouldn't be, as if they know like what I know, like we interact with detectives all the time. They know exactly what you learn as a predator catcher is exactly how the predators evade the law. And if you know that as a predator, you're dangerous.
Exactly.
So,
And it almost to sort of touch on that is so if you're a recovered predator, it's sort of like I'm in recovery. So I'm a recovering addict. I was addicted to fucking, let's say, meth for fucking very long. I couldn't become a meth cook or a meth dealer because, dead ass, one, that's going to be your trigger. Two, that's going to fucking be the thing to set you off no matter what. But yeah, one thing else too to touch on. The other thing, because I saw the surprise anal thing, that is a weird flex to have in the community. And another thing on Bill that I have that I want to question and an answer to. Granted, I get it. You were going on Locksmith's Live. You hopped on as Naked Bill. But in a community full of sexual assault survivors, of survivors in general, a community of unexpected listeners, what makes it appropriate to hop on a live and give a vivid, detailed description of your masturbation stories? That's my biggest question, because that was dead ass on, that was all off of the topic of Hebrew, Vic, and Locksmith and Hebrew going ghost hunting. So that was just brought to my attention that I needed to touch on that. I apologize. But going back to what you were saying, MBCap, agreed that
Here we go, recovering, tangent.
Recovering as a recovered predator, there's I don't think there's a such thing as a recovered predator. If there is, you still shouldn't even be, you should be nowhere close to the fucking internet, even, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know Bill and Ed well at all. I don't really know where they're from or anything, like what server. But I would actually say I did make a point.
No, Vic. Sorry, MBCat. Vic, no, you didn't do anything. That's what I was saying. That was y'all. Y'all were just chopping it up about your plans to go to stay at the haunted place or whatever. With, you were talking with MBCap Southwest, and you guys were planning out all that. But no, you guys were talking regularly, and he hopped in just random and gave that story about jerking off in a hospital. I apologize.
Yeah, which actually I was trying to actually avoid. I was not trying to go on that haunted thing at all. By the way, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I'm not good with ghosts. But anyway, but as far as like this is what I said. I think I said there was someone. Was there someone that sent pictures to someone, like had something to do with like someone sent like did someone send dick pics to someone in the community? I forget who.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that I have no clue about. I can definitely dig into it if so. I would gladly.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I think I'm just scattered on that, but I remember there was something about like someone said something about like kind of making a joke like that they send dick pics or whatever. I don't know. I just think that was like a gross thing. I just don't remember who said it.
I know what it was.
I know
Yeah.
on Corey's live, he said that he on one of our videos, he did say that he's like, I'm a musician. As a musician, I send dick pics.
Are you talking about when Bill said that girls had his dick pics?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
like,
think that
I
was
mean,
on
it's not.
a live once.
Yeah,
That
I mean, it said that as a joke, but I don't find that funny. I think that that's like disgusting.
It's just it's weird to it's weird for your whole shtick to be, you know, overtly sexual in a community of sexual assault survivors and people that are trying to catch predators. It's just a weird flex to have that be your thing, in my opinion.
I agree.
Tree, you removed it because you don't own it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I ramble on and on, but I'm starting to not really find any more topics. Anyone else has one?
No worries. No worries. I mean, again, like I've said, we our whole thing is I mean, call us bullies if you want, call us assholes. I mean, I admit it. I am an asshole and I will tell anyone how it is. But at the end of the day, I'm here for one reason, and that is a general care for the community. Despite how anyone wants to spin the story, I just like all of the rest of FBC gladly welcome any discussion ever. We're always willing to talk or hash out whatever needs to be hashed out. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I think I think that we're gonna take maybe a couple of days to recoup and to clear the 30 plus hours of video off of some of our devices of Corey. But we will get everything together in a Dropbox or like a Google Drive to where we can share with everyone if they want to see it. With I'll leave the full videos up in there, the edited versions and everything. And then Gray, I find offense that I would never be the new locksmith stream. This is the stream. This is the stream that is going to just fucking keep it real, and I'm gonna keep it real, with y'all, and I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't heard anything unreasonable, and thanks for letting me speak. You know, I've heard kind of a lot of like negative things about the stream, but I mean, just kind of seeing it for the first time, I haven't seen anything really unreasonable.
Thanks, man.
appreciate it. Tree, do you have anything to say?
And thanks,
since you just showed
bro.
up?
Yeah.
Nothing other than everybody's laughing at my picture.
Well,
Sorry,
guys, it was fun. It definitely, I say that sarcastically, it was definitely not fun. This was definitely the most stressful couple of weeks, days,
A month,
months,
at
years. It seems like it's been fucking years at this point. But I think at this point it's on to the next. Feel free to share, like, and tell Bill and Edward to feel free to ask us at any time when they want to hop on live. We can discuss openly if they'd like.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks y'all for watching.
Later, y'all.